Wait for a crisis to make decisions. And you're going to hear me say time and time again that planning is the most loving thing that you can do for your family. I stand by that 10 toes in. I'm going to share with you two different stories that will get my point across. The first woman was in her 50s and she had a stroke. It was a catastrophic stroke and she ended up having to be on life support. She was on life support for about a week, and ultimately the doctors were like, she's brain dead and we can't do anything for her. You have to sign the papers to take her off life support, which will ultimately end her life. That decision to take that woman off of life support was something that was not talked about beforehand. So you can imagine those moments in those rooms with the family, talking about this, fighting about it. There was just a lot of heartache and stress trying to make this decision. Is this the best thing for her? She's so young. All of the things that you might think of when you're faced with that decision. Ultimately, they took her off life support and she died a few short hours later. So then I have another woman who goes into the hospital she's just not feeling well. She thinks she's just going to go in for routine care, maybe some, antibiotics. But what she ends up leaving with is a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. And she is only given a week to live. She is also in her 50s and she did not plan for any of this to happen. I mean, do any of us? But because she was having these conversations with her loved ones in a way that was conducive for having these conversations, she was able to really nail down what she would like her final moments to be like. And ultimately, her death was a beautiful one, but sad. Now, I get it. Planning and talking about death and dying and grief and the final expenses and the final arrangements is not the top of the list of wanting to talk, but it is so important. When I tell you the second story, the family and friends and loved ones were able to heal and grieve in a way that was really, really beneficial rather than the first story. And to be honest, that first story happened 30 years ago, and that still messes me up. So plan, okay? And if you need help planning and having the conversations, I'm having a group in February that's going to help you do exactly that and give you, your friends, your loved ones, all the peace of mind. All right, be good to yourself.